Hey guys, this is Lincoln Parks and it's great to be back to shoot you another video. This week we're going to be talking about how God uses unexpected people to do extraordinary things. Hey guys, so I want to share with you how God uses unexpected people to do extraordinary things. I want to tell you a quick story. Just a couple weeks ago here in Atlanta, there was a little storm that passed through our area, and my backyard is wooded, so I have a lot of tall trees in my backyard. And both neighbors on the side of me, I'm really good friends with one neighbor. The other neighbor, we really didn't have a good relationship. Now, I've been in this location now for about 13 years. And the last time I spoke to one of my neighbors, the neighbor where it's kind of iffy, it was an argument. And it was an argument over property and him putting stuff on my property. And then we argued and we went back and forth. And I hadn't talked to him except in passing and waving and just saying hi or whatever, without holding a long drawn conversation for just a few minutes. So, and it's been over 10 years or so since I had last spoken to my neighbor. So, when this happened, a tree blew and it was leaning towards his house. The only thing that stopped it from hitting his house was another tree with big branches that caught the tree that was leaning or that fell to stop it from hitting his house. Now, I knew automatically that I was going to have to go and talk to this guy. So I decided, okay, let me go and talk to him, let him know that, you know, I'm going to work on getting the tree cut down. So what happened as I was going out to confront him and tell him about the tree and let him know that I was going to cut it down, he rang my doorbell. And he said, hey, I wanted to let you know that there was a tree that's going to be falling. Another one of the neighbors pointed it out to me, and I said I was just about to come over and let you know. So out of this situation, we decided that we were going to work together. Now, this is God. This is God working, because remember, I hadn't spoken to this guy for over 10 years. So, and he lives right next door. So that's going to tell you a little something about this story. So he said, the only thing I need to get this down is I'm going to need a new blade for my saw. My chainsaw, so you know that's going to be about $40. Because I was willing to pay him. You know, I was willing to pay him whatever. I actually said, how much is it going to cost? We can do this together. And he said, you know what? Neighbors do not charge one another. The only thing I need is a blade. And I was like, hey, fair enough. We can work together. We can go ahead and do this. So I gave him the $40, and he said, hey, guess what? This weekend, this was Thursday. He said, this weekend we're going to go ahead and get the tree down. Friday comes, I'm really anticipated. Saturday comes, we didn't get to cut the tree down. Sunday, we didn't cut it down. So it goes into the following week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and I'm getting kind of worried now, and I'm actually getting kind of frustrated at this point, because I really want to call a guy and give him a piece of my mind and say, hey, look, I gave you my money, I trusted you, now let's go ahead and do what you said you were going to do and what we were going to do. So Friday comes, and I start to pray about this, because I should have went and called him a long time ago. So that Saturday, that next Saturday, I walk over to his garage, and I'm about ready. I'm about frustrated at this point. And I walk in the garage and I say, hey, and let me back up a little bit. But before that point, when I was praying, God said, you have more power than you think you do. He said, you have more power than you think you do. Don't go in there. Don't go frustrated. Don't go over there frustrated, because you have more power than you think you do. But I was going over there frustrated anyway, so I went over to his garage, and I was going to give him a piece of my mind, and he was sitting in the garage with his father-in-law fixing a motorcycle. And I said, hey, I just wanted to ask you, are we still going to go ahead and cut down the tree? And he said, you know what, Lincoln, yeah, we're going to cut down the tree, and I'm going to come over in the next 2 hours. So I'm walking back and I'm thinking to myself, God, I should have let him have a piece of my mind. But God said no, because you guys are going to work together. So the next thing I know, a few hours later, I hear a chainsaw out in my backyard. So the chainsaw is going. So I quickly put on my shoes and I run out into the backyard, and he's out there attempting to start to cut down the tree. So I say, hey, let's go ahead and get this done. We get a chain, we hook it up, we get the tree down. The tree falls, it doesn't fall on this house. Now this is the most amazing thing that happens right here. We had not talked in 10 years, but let me tell you what happened. We worked together, and I told him, he said, is there anything else I could do? I said, you know what, I'm going to go ahead and get me a chainsaw, and I'm going to chop this up and throw it in the backyard. I don't know what came over him, but I know it was God. And he said, hey, Lincoln, let's just cut the tree up. So we cut the tree up, chopped it up, and we disposed of the tree. Now guess what? This is one thing. He had blocked off a portion of his yard where we used to walk down in the back, where I can throw trash out and throw my leaves out and rake off my leaves. Now, there's a path in my backyard. And you know what he did? He said, Lincoln, you know what? I feel something. And I just feel like, do you need a path cleared in your backyard where you can go down and take leaves and throw your grass out when you're cutting your grass, and so you can get to the back of your yard? This might not be a big deal for you, but it was a big deal for me. We worked together at this point. He cleared a path down with his tractor in my backyard so that I can get back and forth to throw out leaves from the path that he had blocked over 10 years ago. Right after that situation, we sat down on the logs and we spoke, and he poured his heart out to me. And he told me things that was going on in his life, things that was going on the job, things that was going on with his home, things that was going on with his health. And you know what happened after that situation? We hugged. I told him I loved him, and I'm going to help him out with something pertaining to his business to help him out. Now, let me tell you something. This was the most profound thing that had happened to me, because God was really working in that instance, because I could have gotten so frustrated. But God told me, remember, you're more powerful than you think you are. And I witnessed to him as we sat on the log. And God brought two most unexpected people work together to do something extraordinary. Now there's something in your life. There's someone in your life where you have a similar situation. And I think you need to face that head on. Because if I did not face that head on, it would have been another 10 years and I would not have a relationship with my neighbor. So I want to tell you something today. Do what God tells you to do. Whatever God places on your heart to do, that's number one. Do what he tells you to do. Number two, go where he tells you to go. If he tells you to move, move. Go where God tells you to go. And number three is do everything to God's glory and his will, and it will be done. Now, there's some takeaways from this story, and I know this is a network marketing blog, this is a business blog, and this is a leadership blog, but I wanted to share that story with you today. A friend of mine asked me last week to share the story, and I wanted to share this story with you. I don't know if you got anything from this story, but I hope someone got something from this story. I hope you're still watching this video. Really, I hope you are. Because if you had watched to this point, that means that you were somebody that needed to get this message. But for my business people, my network marketing people, there's a takeaway from this. And that takeaway is, you will win with the most unlikely people in your business. In your network marketing business, you're going to win with the most unlikely people. The people that you think you're not going to be successful with, you're going to win with those people. In business, those customers, that business partner, you're going to win with the most unexpected people. Just take it to God. and go where he tells you to go. Hey guys, this is Lincoln Parks. I wanted to bring this video to you. I know this was super long for this time, but I had to share this with you. And I want you to continue to lead like you. Now go and tell the world that we have the best opportunity to do what's on our heart and share it for God. Hey guys, Lincoln Parks. Take a look at these bloopers. They're crazy. See you later. Take care next week. Bye-bye. Hey guys, so I want to share with you how God uses but in the story, God approached Moses and he said, I want you to Hey guys, this is Lincoln Parks.